A little while ago, I made a video about this black and gold GT500 Hertz edition. Now, there were only 25 of these made, and not all of them were black. It was more like 19 of them were black or something like that. It's all in the video I made earlier. And this one is one of two that we know of that were purchased in the Hertz Executive Purchase Program, and this one had just under 1,000 miles on it, so it had been driven a little bit, and the seller was looking to get $330,000 for the car. So if you're wondering whether that was overpriced or not, it just so happens that the other one that we know of that was purchased in the Hertz Executive Program and was not rented out to the public just went to the Barrett Jackson Auction Company and just sold in the Scottsdale 2024 auction. Now this is number 3. The other one that we were looking at that was listed for $330,000 was number 4. And both of them are basically the same build with the Recaro seats. Everything's the same, except for this one only had 63 actual miles on it. So this should be a even more expensive car, or this will show you how overpriced the other one was. And there's no real knowing if the other one had sold. It was for sale on Facebook Marketplace and then it disappeared. But this one came up for sale, and remember, it only has 63 miles on it, so probably a fraction of what the other one had that they were asking $330, and this one sold for $198,000. Now there is a 10% buyer's fee, so we should include that. That's $19,800. So that means that the sale price of this car after fees and everything was $217,800. So the other car had about 1,000 miles on it, so even if it did have the same as this car, 63 miles, something super low, it was still overpriced by $112,000. So roughly that $330,000 asking price was about 66% overpriced.
66%, eh?
Right? Exactly. Now, there is always an argument to be made when you talk about an auction. Is the car overpriced even more? Or was the car undersold because there weren't the right bidders in the room who knew what the car was worth and what they wanted? So that's something that has to be discussed and debated. But basically, you could say that at Barrett Jackson, where the car had some time to be seen, people could look around at what the inventory was going to be at that next show. People who search for these cars could see it come up, and they could get an idea that this car was coming to auction. It was very well represented. The listing talked about the 25 of these made. It didn't go into the detail that there were 6 white ones of those, so there were only 19 of the black ones. And it did talk about it being bought through the executive purchase program, so it talked about how it wasn't rented out and stuff, so I think that helps a lot. And it'll be interesting to see when these renter cars do sell, the ones that were actually driven, for what they bring. I think the white ones should bring a little more. There are only 6 of those, so that'll be something cool to see as time goes on. But in this case, you have a 3.8-liter Whipple supercharged, very special car here. And it's really neat to see it go for some pretty good money. I'd say that's a pretty fair price for a GT500, being that this is an actual authentic GT500 by Shelby with a CSN number. That's something that all the other GT500s did not have unless they were taken to Shelby and turned into Super Snakes or whatever. So pretty cool to see. Put in the comments what you think the car is worth. If you think that was a fair price. You know, the base price on one of these cars back when they were new was probably around 60 to 70 with markups. I've seen them around 100,000, so basically double the price, but it has the big supercharger and the Shelby treatment. So leave in the comments what you think about this. It's kind of fun to be able to see one of these go to auction, especially after I had made that other video of that car that could have been of one car that was not actually rented out. So here it was quite a surprise to see another one with basically no miles on it go to auction and bring in the official number. So whether that auction was a good thing for the sale or a bad thing, somebody else thought theirs was worth $330. This one brought 2 something, low 200s. So Let me know what you think in the comments. But anyway, I just want to make this video, have a little update on that since I had talked about the other one. If you didn't catch the other video, I'll put the link in the description and you can watch the details about that one. This one did also have the gurney flap with the carbon fiber on the back that I had mentioned in the other video. That was not in the promotional pictures when Shelby first talked about these cars, so I thought that was kind of cool. So this is like the other one. Maybe they all got that carbon fiber gurney flap. The white one that was at the Florida airport in the Hertz rental fleet, I believe it had it as well, so maybe they just decided to go along with all that. From what I remember, it had it as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.